Have you ever wondered how some people manage to keep their homes in immaculate condition? Perhaps you feel that despite your best efforts, the mess always returns. The secret to maintaining perfect cleanliness is not about increasing the amount of work, but about taking a smarter approach. The following are 12 simple daily habits used by people whose homes always look flawless. These habits don't require much effort or time, just a few minutes a day, but the effect is enormous. It is important to note that the last habit on this list is often overlooked, but it may be the key to creating a sense of order in the home. If you're ready to say goodbye to clutter and stress and want your home to always look fresh and inviting, then it's worth starting with the first habit, which is so simple it can completely change your morning. Habit number 1 is to make your bed every morning. Have you noticed that an unmade bed creates a sense of disorder throughout the room? Making your bed is a small action with a big impact. It instantly makes the bedroom tidier and gives you a sense of accomplishment even before you leave the room. This simple habit sets the tone for a productive and organized day. Studies show that people who make their bed every morning tend to feel more collected and in control of their lives, unlike those who don't. Imagine waking up and looking at an untidy bed, disrupting the harmony of the room. The clutter in this key element of the interior creates an overall impression of chaos. Conversely, a neatly made bed transforms the space, giving a feeling of peace and order, even if the rest of the room is far from perfect. Striving for perfection is not required. It is enough just to spread the blanket and fluff the pillows. Turn this into a daily ritual, declaring it your first victory of the day. The 2 minutes spent on this simple action have an impact on the whole day. Surprisingly, a made bed stimulates cleanliness in the rest of the room. Moving on to the second habit, it is worth noting a method that prevents the accumulation of clutter. Have you ever wondered where all this chaos in the house comes from? The fact is that it does not arise instantly, but accumulates gradually. Therefore, people who are famous for the impeccable cleanliness of their homes adhere to a simple rule. They do not allow clutter to take root. Instead of waiting for a general cleaning, they immediately return things to their places after use. This approach allows you to maintain order without exhausting efforts. Remember how often you put things off for a minute, a pair of shoes, a cup of coffee, a book, and find them in the same place after a few days. Multiply this by the many little things left daily, and here it is, the mess. But if you develop the habit of immediately cleaning things up, your home will remain in order without additional expenditure of time. And energy. The secret to maintaining impeccable order in the house lies in simple but effective habits. One of them is the one-touch rule. Its essence is that, having taken an object in hand, immediately put it back in its place, and not shift it from place to place. Whether it's glasses, a remote control, or a blanket, it's worth spending just half a minute to return things to their rightful places. Regular application of this rule significantly reduces the total cleaning time. Surprisingly, the fact is that when the surrounding space is free from chaos, the thoughts in the head also become clearer and more orderly. Another useful habit that takes no more than a minute but instantly refreshes the atmosphere in the house is daily wiping of surfaces. Even a few crumbs on the countertop or a thin layer of dust on the table can create a feeling of disorder throughout the room. Therefore, people whose homes always shine with cleanliness wipe surfaces daily. This simple procedure takes only a few seconds but prevents the accumulation of dirt, dust, and dried stains, so cleaning never seems like an impossible task. It is worth thinking about how often kitchen countertops, bathroom sinks, or coffee tables are used. It is on these surfaces that crumbs, fingerprints, and various contaminants accumulate most quickly. Imagine how nice it is to go into the kitchen in the morning and see perfectly clean countertops. This instantly creates a feeling of freshness and comfort. At the same time, it is not necessary to use expensive cleaning products. A simple damp microfiber cloth or a weak solution of vinegar and water is enough to keep surfaces clean and tidy. You can include this habit in your daily routine, for example, after cooking, after brushing your teeth, or before relaxing in the evening. This minute-long procedure creates the impression that the house has just been thoroughly cleaned. A pleasant bonus is that clean surfaces are less likely to be cluttered. The following habit avoids one of the biggest cleaning problems. The fourth characteristic is washing a small load of laundry daily. Who among us isn't familiar with the feeling of an endless laundry cycle? Today the laundry basket is empty, and tomorrow it's overflowing. The secret to keeping a house impeccably clean is to prevent laundry from piling up. Instead of waiting for a mountain of dirty clothes to form, wise homeowners wash a small load of laundry every day. This approach keeps the laundry process under control, greatly simplifies folding and putting away clothes, and eliminates the overwhelming feeling of being overloaded with tasks. Consider what is preferable: spending several hours doing many loads of laundry in one day, or spending just 10 minutes daily, easily coping with this task? Instead of waiting for laundry day, start one load in the morning or evening. Wash a few shirts, towels, or whatever has accumulated in the basket. It's faster, easier, and requires much less physical effort than trying to handle everything at once. The best part is that with this approach, you'll never have to worry about running out of clean clothes. Moving on to the next aspect of maintaining perfect order, let's consider the fifth habit, a simple rule that will allow your kitchen to remain impeccable every morning. The fifth secret of impeccable cleanliness from experienced housewives is no dirt after sunset. Are you familiar with the oppressive feeling when, barely stepping into the kitchen in the morning, you are greeted by a mountain of unwashed dishes, like a silent reminder of yesterday's meal? That is why those who are famous for crystal cleanliness in the house never allow dirty dishes to remain in the sink until morning. Waking up surrounded by cleanliness and order with an empty and shining sink gives a feeling of freshness and readiness for new achievements. On the contrary, the sight of dirty dishes from the very morning creates the impression that the day has already started with work. Imagine, after dinner, instead of postponing cleaning for later, you spend only a few minutes washing the dishes or loading them into the dishwasher. And now, waking up, you see a kitchen that exudes calm, organization, and freedom from stress. Make it a rule to clean up after yourself during the cooking process, wash dishes immediately after eating, and wipe the sink before going to bed. These simple actions, taking only a few minutes, set the tone for a cheerful and productive start to the day. Surprisingly, a clean sink, like a magnet, attracts order to all other corners of the kitchen. In the next section, we will reveal the sixth secret, a simple but effective way to prevent one of the most common sources of clutter in the house. The sixth useful habit that people living in impeccably clean houses demonstrate is the daily fight against the chaos of paper piles. It cannot be denied how quickly all sorts of papers accumulate in a modern home. Payment receipts, invoices, fresh newspapers, and intrusive advertising correspondence. All this can instantly occupy horizontal surfaces before you realize the extent of the disaster. That is why those who maintain perfect order in their homes devote time to sorting papers every day. They do not allow them to accumulate, but sort them out as soon as they enter the house. Think about it. Surely everyone has been in a situation where a stack of mail is left lying on the table with the thought that it will be sorted out later. A few days pass, and now you are faced with a mountain of unopened envelopes and other papers. Now imagine that you sort the mail as soon as you bring it home. Advertising brochures go straight into the recycling bin, bills go into a special organizer, and important letters go to their designated place. It takes only a minute, but it allows you to keep the house clean, tidy, and free of unnecessary clutter. Try placing a small basket or organizer at the entrance to sort correspondence. Immediately, and once a week, take a few minutes to destroy or file away all unnecessary papers. When paper chaos is under control, the house seems brighter, calmer, and more spacious. Moving on to the next aspect of maintaining cleanliness, it is worth mentioning habit number 7, which plays a huge role in how fresh and attractive the house looks every day. The 7th useful habit, common to long livers, is daily airing of the home. Have you ever been in a house where, despite the perfect cleanliness, the air feels stuffy and heavy? The fact is that the perception of the house is made up not only of the visual component, but also of the sensory experience. Wise people who live in impeccably clean and fresh homes know a simple secret. They open their windows daily, even if just for a short time. Regular airing helps remove dust, unpleasant odors, and excess moisture, filling the home with a sense of lightness and comfort. Remember how the aromas of cooking sometimes linger in the air long after the meal is prepared. Or, for example, in the cold season, when the windows are constantly closed, the air in the room can feel heavy. Now imagine opening a window for just 10 minutes in the morning. Fresh air instantly transforms the space, even if the furnishings remain the same. Make airing a regular part of your routine. Open the windows while making your morning coffee or after cleaning to get rid of the smells of household chemicals. Even in winter, you can crack a window slightly to let out stale air. And here's an added bonus. Fresh air not only benefits the atmosphere in your home, but also your well-being, giving you a boost of energy and vitality. Next, we'll look at the 8th habit, which is one of the easiest ways to maintain order in your home without spending hours cleaning. The 8th distinguishing characteristic of people whose homes always sparkle is daily wiping of frequently touched surfaces. Have you noticed how quickly dust covers furniture, shelves, and electronics? It seems like only yesterday everything was perfect, and today a thin layer of dust is already visible. Even if the rest of the house is tidy, dusty surfaces create an impression of carelessness and neglect. That's why people who live in the cleanest homes prefer to spend a little time wiping every day, without waiting for the dust to accumulate in noticeable amounts. Why is this method so effective? Dust is not just an aesthetic problem. It consists of dead skin cells, pet dander, and airborne particles that can cause allergies and worsen indoor air quality. Daily wiping prevents the spread of these particles, instantly refreshing the atmosphere in the house. Moreover, by spending a little time cleaning each day, you can avoid long and tiring deep cleanings. Imagine the surfaces you use daily: the coffee table, the TV stand, the bedside table, bookshelves, or even the top of the refrigerator. Run your hand over any of them if they haven't been cleaned for a few days, and you'll see a clear trace where the dust has settled. But if you spend just a couple of minutes a day wiping these frequently used surfaces, they will remain clean, shiny, and attractive. How do you incorporate this habit into your life? Keep a microfiber cloth or a small duster handy. Each day, choose 3 to 5 surfaces for a quick wipe, such as coffee tables, bedside tables, TV screens, and remotes, bookshelves, or kitchen countertops. There's no need to clean the whole house at once. Just focus on the places you use most often. And here's an added bonus. Thanks to daily wiping, your home will always look fresh and ready to receive guests, even if they arrive unexpectedly. Next, we'll move on to the 9th helpful habit, a light evening routine that will make your morning much more pleasant. Habit number 9, common among people with impeccably clean homes, is tidying up before bed. Who among us hasn't experienced the unpleasant feeling of depression when entering a living room in the morning where chaos reigns from the day before? A cluttered space can darken the entire day ahead before it even begins. That's why people whose homes always shine spend just 5 to 10 minutes before bed on a quick cleanup, which has a huge impact on their overall well-being. What's the secret of this habit? The house becomes a kind of reset button. By tidying up in the evening, a person wakes up in a fresh and cozy space. Instead of facing the consequences of yesterday's mess, they start the day with a sense of calm and control. Remember how often, after leaving dirty dishes in the sink overnight, we regret it in the morning. Or entering the living room, we catch ourselves thinking that before we sit down, we need to tidy everything up. Now imagine that every morning you are greeted by a neat and organized home. No dirty dishes, no cluttered tables, just a peaceful space ready for a new day. Real example. Imagine that the day has come to an end and you are ready to relax. Instead of leaving things scattered around, spend just 10 minutes putting away blankets, fluffing pillows, clearing tables of unnecessary items, books, shoes, and anything that is out of place. Do a quick sweep or wipe down surfaces in frequently used areas such as the kitchen and living room. The next morning, your home will look fresh, organized, and inviting. How do you make this a habit? Set a timer for 10 minutes and do a quick cleanup before bed, focusing on the main living areas, the kitchen, living room, and bedroom. Make it an integral part of your evening ritual, like brushing your teeth. The best part is that starting the day in a clean space will motivate you to keep it that way. Next, we'll look at habit number 10, a simple trick that makes cleaning easy and enjoyable. The 10th helpful habit to adopt is to keep cleaning supplies always within reach. Have you ever noticed that when the necessary cleaning supplies are in a hard-to-reach place, the desire to tidy up disappears? Perhaps seeing spilled liquid on the kitchen table, you postpone cleaning it up. But by the time you get around to doing it, the stain has already dried, which makes the task much more difficult. That's why people who keep their homes impeccably clean try to simplify the cleaning process as much as possible, keeping all the necessary supplies within easy reach. Instead of wasting time searching for a spray bottle or rag, they prefer to use a small cleaning cart, always ready to go. They understand that convenience is key to regular cleaning. Imagine this. You're in the bathroom and you notice toothpaste on the sink. If you have a rag and cleaner handy, you can remove the stain in seconds. However, if you have to go to another room to get the necessary supplies, you'll probably just ignore the stain, and it will accumulate over time. Now think about your own home. How much easier would it be to keep things clean if you had a small cleaning kit in every frequently used room? Try this simple but effective trick. Keep a microfiber cloth and surface cleaner under the kitchen sink. Keep a broom and window cleaner in the living room, and keep disinfectant wipes and a toilet brush in the bathroom. This way, when you spot any dirt, you can remove it immediately, preventing it from becoming a more difficult task. Most importantly, when cleaning becomes convenient and accessible, it no longer feels like a chore. Instead, it becomes a natural part of your daily life. Moving on to the next helpful habit, let's look at the 11th trick, a simple change that will instantly transform your home, making it cleaner and more comfortable. The 11th helpful habit is to keep your floors clean with prompt daily cleaning. Surely everyone is familiar with the unpleasant feeling of crumbs, dust, or pet hair under their feet when walking barefoot around the house. This minor detail can create an overall impression of disorder, even if the rest of the house is impeccably clean. That's why people whose homes are spotlessly clean spend just a few minutes each day sweeping or vacuuming the most visited areas. Indeed, floors accumulate far more dirt than it seems at first glance. Even if countertops and furniture are thoroughly dusted, dirty floors can instantly create a feeling of untidiness. Remember how often you've had to postpone sweeping for a few days and then be surprised at the amount of dust and debris that has accumulated. At such times, cleaning seems like an impossible task rather than a simple one. However, the secret is that there is no need to do a thorough cleaning of the floors every day. Instead of waiting until the dirt becomes visible, you should make it a habit to quickly sweep or vacuum the most used areas. For example, after cooking, quickly sweep the kitchen to collect crumbs, and before going to bed, spend a couple of minutes vacuuming the hallway or living room. Pet owners are advised to keep a cordless vacuum cleaner handy for quick cleanup during the day. This simple habit, which takes only about 5 minutes, prevents the accumulation of dirt and keeps the house fresh without creating a feeling of extra work. It is noteworthy that clean floors instantly transform the entire house, making it brighter, fresher, and more attractive. In the future, the 12th helpful habit will be considered, which allows you to appreciate all the benefits of the above efforts. The 12th distinguishing feature is the ability to find time to enjoy your cleaned home. What's the point of perfect cleanliness and order if you never stop to appreciate them? Older people whose homes are sparkling clean have learned the truth. A tidy home is not just a picture for outsiders, it is an oasis of calm, comfort, and a genuine sense of home. Often, after finishing cleaning, we immediately rush into a whirlwind of new tasks, not giving ourselves a break to admire the fruits of our labor. However, taking just a few minutes to enjoy your clean space can bring a surge of energy and a good mood. Imagine, the day of cleaning is over. Instead of rushing headlong, you can sit down with a cup of fragrant tea, light a candle, or immerse yourself in reading your favorite book in a cozy chair. Take a deep breath and feel the freshness and cleanliness around you. This simple practice, however, strengthens the understanding of why all these daily chores are needed at all. A clean house is not hard work, but a valuable gift that we give ourselves. It is worth a try. After cleaning, sit down in your favorite corner and allow yourself to relax a little. Light a candle, open a window to let in fresh air, or turn on quiet music to create a pleasant atmosphere. Invite a friend for a cup of coffee and enjoy the hospitality of the space you have created. The secret to maintaining cleanliness in the house is not only in performing routine tasks, but also in the ability to appreciate the result. And the best part is, when you like being in your home, there is a natural desire to keep it in perfect condition. So, it's time to draw a line under this conversation and give you, dear reader, food for thought. We have carefully analyzed a dozen effective habits that, like beacons, lead older people to create impeccable oases of calm in their homes. But before we say goodbye, let me share one important thought with you. The secret to maintaining perfect cleanliness in the house is not at all in the exhausting hours spent cleaning and arranging things in their places. On the contrary, it is a series of small but systematic decisions that make our lives easier day after day. And here's the real magic. Homes that shine with cleanliness are not just neat, they radiate an atmosphere of peace, hospitality, and genuine comfort. That is why I want to offer you a small but important task. Which of these habits are you ready to introduce into your life today? Choose just one. Perhaps it will be making the bed every day, tidying up before going to bed, or wiping surfaces every day. Try to stick to this rule for a week and watch how your personal space is transformed. And now I look forward to your answer. Which of these habits are already part of your daily life? Which one do you want to try first? Share your thoughts in the comments. I will be very interested to know your opinion. If you found this information useful and inspiring, be sure to mark it with a like and subscribe to the channel to receive even more valuable tips on how to live simply and without unnecessary stress. Thank you for your attention, and see you in the next issues.